Everyone, this is Ash from Revolution Me, and today's video is on our fear of failure and what a fear it is. It's so interesting that we've been conditioned to be afraid of making mistakes when it's actually something that doesn't come naturally to us. And if you look at a little child who is not yet conditioned by society and watch a little child who's learning to walk, and he or she will try many times before getting it right. And as adults, when we're watching a child learn to walk, what is it that we're thinking to ourselves about that child? Do we think, oh, this child's making too many mistakes? Do we say to the child, you should stop right there, you didn't get it the first time, so don't even bother? Or do we accept that falling over is part of walking, and even though the child might fall over 10 or 10,000 times, he or she will eventually get there? So you might have heard this analogy quite a lot, and I wonder how many of us really put this into practice as we move on from childhood and we move into adulthood. How many of us allow ourselves to make mistakes when it comes to trying something new? So whether the goals are in health and fitness or our relationships or career or finances, we often try and get things right from the get-go. We try and get things perfectly right the first time. We don't allow ourselves to make any mistakes. Nowhere is this more apparent than in the dieting industry, which is just a merry-go-round of diets that are unsustainable, lifestyle practices that are unsustainable. People try them for a short time, fall off because they're too unrealistic to maintain in the long term. But they become disillusioned, maybe they try something different, and the same thing happens again and again. People start diets on Monday morning and they say, I'm going to get it right. I'm going to eat really healthy, and I'm just going to eat healthy food, no junk food. I'm going to exercise every day. I'm not going to drink any alcohol or eat any chocolate or have any cake or any cookies. And then maybe that's quite a radical change for them, and they're able to sustain it for a few days, a few weeks. Then they make one mistake, like they oversleep and miss a workout, or they go out with their friends and they have a couple of drinks, and all of a sudden, because they've made this one mistake, it just all falls apart. And it's such all or nothing dangerous thinking. It's the equivalent of if you drop your phone onto the carpet and you say, well, I've dropped the phone, I might as well just smash it into pieces. Or it's like if you twist your ankle and you say, oh, well, that's it, I've twisted my ankle, I might as well break both of my legs. It just makes no sense, this all or nothing thinking, and yet it is so pervasive in our society today. If we can't get it right, if we can't do it all first go, 100%, then why even bother trying? And by the way, I see this quite a lot just in my own experience. I'm certainly not a health coach, but I do see it a lot when it comes to dieting or particular ways of eating. People will say, well, if I can't be the perfect, and insert whatever it is, vegan or vegetarian or paleo person, if I can't do it perfectly right, then I'm not even going to bother. And it's such dangerous thinking, and it's so limiting as well, because when we try and get things right 100%, what ends up happening is we stay stuck. We get completely overwhelmed and we don't take any action. Taking a couple of small steps forward is better than not taking any steps at all. And yet we live in a world where we're so afraid to make mistakes. We're afraid that if we don't get it right 100%, then it means that we're never going to get there at all. And you talk to anyone who's experiencing long-term success in any area, and they will tell you it's not because they didn't make any mistakes. In fact, often the most successful people are the ones who made the most mistakes. I urge you to think critically about your life and think about where your perfectionism, your all or nothing thinking might be holding you back from taking action. Is there something that you've been meaning to do, but you've just been waiting for the right time? You've just been waiting for something to fall into place. Step outside that perfectionistic thinking. Step outside the idea that you need to have everything lined up, all your ducks in a row before you can take any action. Because if you wait for all your ducks to be in a row, let me tell you, it's never going to happen. All you need to do is find 2 or 3 small steps that you can take right now, things that you can implement to move you towards your goals, and implement them, even if you're only doing it 50% right or 70% right. whatever it is, because you'll find that a couple of small steps in the right direction will snowball into a couple more steps and a couple more good habits. And over time, as the weeks, months, and years roll by, you'll see that the cumulative effect of all of those small habits will turn into something pretty big, something pretty profound. Ditch the perfectionistic thinking. Doesn't serve you. Having high expectations and having goals is wonderful, but not if it stops you from taking action. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time.